received today. I'm very excited. I'm sure an awful lot of you already know of Fleur de Force. She's very well known on YouTube. She's also a UK girl and she's written a book. There are a lot of YouTubers at the moment coming out with books. I have not been interested in reading or reviewing any of them thus far, but this one had to get it. I absolutely adore Fleur. I think she's awesome. She's mature, she's sensible, she's just, I don't know, there's just something about her that I really like. She's the kind of person I would have been friends with at school, you know, she's just very down to earth. What you see is what you get, and she's lovely. She really is. I say that as a dedicated fan who has been, I've actually been subscribed to her YouTube channel since she did her very first What's in My Bag. That's how long I've been following Fleur. I love her. Anyway, she's written a book and if you watch her vlogs, you will have seen her actually writing her book. There's no ghostwriting in this, although I'm sure it's been heavily edited, but yes, it's very much her work. The cover is really pretty. It's got this rose gold with stars, which is very Fleur, and it's kind of satiny feeling with glossy pictures, which I really like. I like that. It's eye-catching, but at the same time it's very her. I am so glad that she changed the cover. Originally she put two covers up that had been designed by someone else, and it was really good, but it wasn't Fleur. And I think she had a lot more to do with this cover. From what I remember from her vlogs, she had a lot more input, and I think that shows. You know, it's got everything that she loves in one place. And apparently the photos were chosen specifically. The mug was, I believe she said something her mum had given her, and the shoes were from her 21st birthday, and she's got a picture of Mike and the puppies and everything, a little piglet. So I like that. It's a nice personal touch to the cover. The book itself is beautifully designed. Obviously she didn't do that. It's designed by designer is Siobhan Hooper, and illustrations by Sally Faye, hairstyling by Gareth Smith. That's her friend Gareth, who's been in a few of her videos. And most of the photography is done by Laurie Fletcher, with a few others by Shutterstock and Mark Hooper. It's from Headline Publishing. If you've got any other books by Headline, it's kind of a very traditional format. They do very much chunks with, it's very magazine format looking. And I like that. I think that's good for a guide, because that's what it is. It's a glam guide. A lot of people are saying that the book is not personal enough from Fleur's point of view. I can understand why they're saying that. I would have loved to see a lot more of Fleur's personality in it, and a lot more of what she thinks and how she does things, because that's what I watch her for. However, it's a guide. So it's got to be more universal. She can't just put everything that she loves in it and ignore what other people do. So, you know, I can totally understand why it's not more personal, and I think perhaps any of the overly personal bits have been edited out to make it a guide. It is definitely a book that you could just dip in and out of. Oh, goodness me, I want to get some red lipstick. What am I going to do? Oh, go to the red lipstick thing, and it gives you tips on how to do, you know, what to look for, how to prime, how to find your perfect colour and everything else. It's basically broken up into beginner's tips, makeup, beauty, fashion, hair, and what's the other one she put in? Oh, travel tips, health and fitness, and just a general one on self-confidence, life. You know, it covers everything from dreams, actual dream analysis, and what your dreams could mean if you're if your subconscious is trying to tell you something, to how to avoid first date nerves and everything like that. So certainly for her audience, which I think is mostly youngsters, sort of late teens, early 20s, this is fabulous. But even for her older audience like myself, it's got some good tips. Ow, piggy! It's got some good tips in there. It's perfectly plausible to be later on in years and get your first designer bag, or suddenly develop a sense of style or grow your hair long or whatever. So from that aspect, it's very good. The layout, like I say, is very magazine orientated, as you can see. There's a lot of white space. It's very clear and concise. You've got 2 pages dedicated to concealer. You've got 2 pages dedicated to brows. It's like that all the way through, and I like the fact, actually I love the fact, that all the photos are hers, or of her stuff for the most part. If you look at where it says in the introduction, there's about a dozen photos that are not hers, that are like Shutterstock photos or by somebody else, but Laurie Fletcher and Fleur actually did all the photos. So they're photos of Fleur putting on her makeup. A lot of the designs in the book, they don't look exactly like Fleur, but they look a lot like Fleur. I think that's deliberate. And I do like the artwork. Sally has done a fantastic job on the artwork that goes with it. It's very simple, it's very clean, but it's very stylish. And I think they chose a very good designer for it, to be honest, a very good illustrator for it, because I don't know, I just get the feeling that if Fleur had drawn them herself, this is the kind of thing she would have gone for, that she would have gone for something very, very plain and simple, but focusing on the important part. So yeah, I like that too. Like I say, I think it could have been a bit more personal. I would have liked to have seen a lot more personal opinions from Fleur in it. But again, it's supposed to be a general glam guide, so it's not Fleur's glam guide, it's a glam guide, so I don't know. I would have preferred to see a lot more of Fleur's personal opinions in it. However, the fact that a lot of people are saying that, I suppose, opens her up for immediately doing another one. Start your next book, Fleur. I can't believe she goes through an entire section on relationships and doesn't talk about Mike or anything like that, because I suppose that's what we've come to expect from her videos, that she's very personable, and while she does keep a very private profile, we get to see insights into her life. We get to see her, her relationship with her mum and her dad, and her relationship with Mike, and I think a lot of people were expecting that, and I have to admit to being a little bit disappointed that a bit more of that isn't in it. I mean, I don't expect a whole expose or anything like that, but it would have been nice to see a little bit more of that in it. But like I say, there's nothing really to stop her doing a follow-up. I love this illustration. There's nothing really to stop her doing a follow-up that is a more personal book. And to be honest, I think she might have gone the right way with it, because there's an awful lot of criticism going around with the younger YouTubers who are writing books at the moment, that they simply don't have enough experience or whatever to write a book. And some have even been called out as not having written their own book. So I think she's perhaps gone the right way with it, with keeping it less personal and just as an information thing. It's basically a complete guide of everything she's learned in her time doing this, and bearing in mind that she does have contact with various people now who, she's got access to professional hairstylists and photographers and the occasional high-end photo shoots and things like that. She's getting tips and stuff from them. I like the fact that she's included bits and pieces of that, of what she's learned, along with, bits and pieces of professional stuff that she's picked up along the way. So, yeah, overall, I mean, I haven't read all of it, obviously. I only received it this morning, but I've had a good look through, and I've picked I picked about 25 different pages just to read through the full page, and it's a quick read. It's not, you know, it's a guide. It's not meant to be something that's meaty and everything, but I think for younger viewers this is a very good guide, actually. How to get over jet lag. Who doesn't need ideas on how to get over jet lag or how to avoid it in the first place, you know? If you're going to be travelling, then you're going to experience jet lag. Comfortable travelling, being a nervous flyer, you know, all of that sort of stuff. It's even got some recipes in that, you know me and my smoothies and juices. I'm very into those at the moment, so I will try a few of these. And, you know, she's not an expert on diet and fitness and health and everything else, but she always looks good. So she must be doing something right. So I think if you want to, you know, do little bits that don't feel like too much of a regime and you just want to try things out, I think it's a great little guide to follow. Yeah, I think overall I'm quite pleased I bought this. I'm looking forward to reading it a bit more, and you know, seeing some of the tips and things. I certainly feel like I could learn a few bits and pieces from it, to be honest. You know, I'm not particularly into health and beauty, but I've got more interested in it as I've got older, and you know, I think it's, you know, how to look good in a photo. Simple things like, well, I only actually found this out a couple of weeks ago, not to wear foundation with an SPF in it because it causes flashback and makes your face look white. I didn't know that. I think it's a broad enough book that everybody can learn something from it, and everybody will find something interesting in it, as long as you're vaguely into fashion, beauty, hair, makeup, that kind of thing, or you're a fan of fleurs like myself. I just enjoy watching her videos and things. But the book itself, like I say, is beautifully designed. I really like it. I think it's very stylish, and I don't think it's going to date quickly, which is very good. Yeah, we'll leave you with a picture of Piglet, shall we? Because Piggy is awesome. If you are interested in the Glam Guide by Fleur de Force, then that is hopefully quite a good look into it. So for some of you who are not quite sure, you know, whether you'd like to splurge on it or not, it's labelled as £15, I think. Yeah, £15. I didn't get it for £15. It's labelled in quite a few of the bookshops as £3 off in the special offer of new publications, but I bought it on Amazon and it was significantly less. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. I think it's going to be a good one to dip in and out of, and I'm going to learn some bits and pieces. Huh. What's in my handbag? Yeah, so there you go. Like I said, I can't review it properly because I haven't read it properly yet, but first impressions, I'm very impressed. Congratulations, Fleur. I think you've done a really good job, and obviously your editor and publisher as well has done a great job of really sprucing it up and making it look very professional. I'm very impressed.